Good evening. Good evening, folks. My name is Sean Snowden. I'm the Consulting Engineers of Alberta Vice President, and I'm delighted to welcome you here this evening. Could I please have your attention to ensure that everyone does not miss the opening video? Please view our screens, and let's get the evening started.
I chose engineering because I like science and math, and I knew that the degree would open up a variety of opportunity for me in my future.
I chose civil engineering because of my passion around science, but not in some abstract form. Things become real, become material, become relevant to everyday life.
I was always playing with Lego as a kid. What kind of engineer doesn't love playing with Lego and being able to build with your mind a little bit? You know, you see a really cool building design and you get excited and think, I want to build that.
I grew up on a farm, so the connection to land was very real to me.
We don't do engineering in a bubble. The solutions that we come up with are implemented in society and have a tangible impact on people's lives.
There was one particular community that really truly inspires me to be an engineer. That community is Saddle Lake Cree Nation. I've had the privilege to work with them for over 3 years. During that time, I've had a chance to have conversations with chief, council, public works, principals, youth, and elders. During those conversations, I've had a chance to use my skills as a civil engineer to help them seek the community that they want in their future.
It was always something that kind of was in my blood. I was strong in math and sciences in school. I had 2 uncles that were in the industry as well, so I'd often hear from them about some of the projects they were working on and get a sense of how much they loved their jobs.
I think of my grandfather. He practiced chemical engineering, working for quite a number of petrochemical firms. He's someone that is skeptical, someone that is committed with a determined work ethic. He was, for sure, by far the individual that inspired me most about engineering. Fortunately to me, he was the engineer that I had accompany me to my Iron Ring ceremony.
To be able to shape our communities in a positive way and to then sort of see that tangible impact that we have really makes the industry a fun place to work.
Nobody ever has to think about pedestrian safety. If it's something that feels natural, then that's a circumstance where I have really succeeded in my design.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special evening, the annual Consulting Engineers of Alberta Showcase Awards Gala. My name is Ryan Jesperson, and it is my absolute honor to return for the 5th year, if you can believe it, to what is always a highlight on our calendar. So officially, welcome to the University of Calgary. This is the 23rd annual Consulting Engineers of Alberta Showcase Awards Gala with our presenting sponsor, McElhenney Consulting Services. Driving onto this campus, walking into this space, I've been flooded with memories. My father, a graduate of his undergraduate degree here in zoology, as a matter of fact, at the University of Calgary. My mom, out of their Faculty of Education, and I completed a portion of my communications degree right here at the U of C. Standing on this stage, I'm getting a real kick out of this experience. As far as I can remember, the last time that I was in this space, a band called Placebo was opening for a band called The Smalls. Now, of course, Placebo fronted by Feist, who would later find great fame, most notably with her song featured in an Apple commercial. And of course, everybody knows the lead singer of The Smalls went on to become better known by his own given name, Corb Lund. So as far as I can tell, that was the last time that I was in this room, but it's this neighborhood that most especially brings back wonderful memories for me. Just off the Confederation Golf Course on 15th Street, sat the home that was proudly owned for more than 40 years by my Grandpa Rudy and Grandma Doris Dutka. And if you've been here at the Consulting Engineers of Alberta Showcase Awards Gala at any point in the last 4 years, you know that my Grandpa Rudy was for many years a chemical engineer with Chevron. So anytime that I'm in this neck of the woods here in Calgary, the city where I was born and raised, I'm flooded with memories, and it's a real honor to be here with you tonight. CEA is proud to recognize the theme tonight, Ignite, Fueling the Next Generation. And we hope that everyone enjoyed that opening video showcasing a quick snapshot of exciting careers in this industry with young professionals. With the awards of excellence to hand out here tonight, we recognize an incredibly good-looking crowd. Give it up for yourselves tonight. We are marveling. I mean, I'm walking around overstepping boundaries everywhere with men that I barely know complimenting on their suit patterns. It's like the bar is raised every single year, but I get it, and I understand why. Because tonight is a huge night. Tonight is a night where we recognize excellence among our peers, excellence among those that are continuing to build Alberta. Tonight, the CEA administration would like to send a special thank you for you supporting this first-class annual event. A thank you to the membership, external sponsors, and partners. The strong support certainly does not go unnoticed, and it truly symbolizes the strength of the association. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of Consulting Engineers of Alberta, Mr. Derek Chesky.
Thank you, Ryan. How about them Oilers? Yeesh. I'm glad to be in Calgary, actually. This is great. Good evening, and welcome to the 2019 CEA Showcase Awards Gala. Tonight is a testament to our profession and the value we as engineers bring to the communities we build. This gala is always a huge success, as it creates a time and place where we as industry can celebrate our accomplishments, take pride in our work, and develop long-lasting relationships. But when we leave here tonight, we need to continue to walk the talk and to raise the profile of our profession. And most importantly, grow and engage our next generation. I believe this is key to each and every business to help the industry thrive. Until QBS is fully implemented or legislated, we all need to raise the bar as an industry and show our clients our true value. We need to believe in our value and how what we do betters the lives and health of millions of people around the world. I think John Gamble said it best, that we are the tide that lifts all boats. Through my experience in the industry with S&P Engineering and as president of the CEA, I have learned the importance of building and maintaining partnerships in our industry. Some of the key relationships include the Edmonton and Calgary Construction Associations, the Consulting Architects of Alberta, the Road Builders, the City of Edmonton and Calgary, government and municipal owner groups within the province, the CEA Board of Directors, and internally within the CEA. We owe much of our success to our past presidents, past CEO Ken Pillip, our new CEO Ken Kazakowicz, and our COO Lisa Kruta, who's in the back, who's worked tirelessly with her team to put this amazing night together. How about a round of applause? We're also fortunate to have with us tonight the Board of Directors from the ACEC, the National Board. It's truly amazing to see all the great leaders from across the country come together for a night like this to celebrate what we value most. I wake up every day with a purpose, and that is to help people be their best, to give back to the community as well as the next generation. It may sound like a tall order, but it's not when you're passionate about what you do. I'm truly inspired by women in our profession or any profession. My wife, Christy, is one example of that. She put her career on hold and chose to stay home with our son, Reese, for over 5 years, only to bounce back and start her own business in consulting and become more successful than she was before. You make the most of every situation, and it inspires others to do the same. She's driven a lot like our next generation. and is truly inspiring. And I wouldn't be standing up here tonight if it wasn't for continued love and support. One of my mentors, Bob Gomes, former CEO of Stantec, told me that for you to succeed and grow in your career, you need to hire people that are smarter than you, so that one day they can take your place. That's when you know you've grown and succeeded professionally and are ready to take the next step. Growing and engaging our industry is something that I feel is the magic pill to the future of our industry. And with the Harold L. Morrison Rising Young Professional Award, it's apparent by the amazing list of candidates that we have. Through the rise of artificial intelligence and automation and machine learning, we don't know where technology will lead us or the disruption we might face. But if we continue to mentor and guide our young professionals to be successful and adaptable, we will be better prepared for the future. Our industry is at times not valued as it should be. Often, the race to the bottom undermines our credibility as a profession. Trust is foundational to everything we do, to the relationships we form with our clients, but also to the culture within our organizations. Trust creates a culture where people can ask questions and aren't afraid to fail. When we tell people to do their job, we get workers. When we trust people to get the job done, we get leaders. A dream with a date becomes a goal. A goal then becomes a plan. And a plan with action becomes a reality. The projects we're about to see are the dreams and the reality of our industry, and I'm honored to be able to represent such an amazing profession. I'd like to leave our young professionals with some final words of encouragement. Be humble, be open, and be teachable. But most importantly, don't be afraid to fail. The world is bigger than your view of the world. There's always room for a new idea, a new step, and a new perspective. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a great night. Go Flames.
I'm the Oilers in-game host, which is, if you're wondering what that's all about. Born and raised in Calgary, though, which puts me in a very delicate position, by the way. Premier Rachel Notley wanted to be here tonight, was unable to make it happen, but she's passed along a message, and I want to point out this is not just your average Word document, all right? This is a hand-signed, personalized note here from Premier that reads, on behalf of the Government of Alberta, it's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the Consulting Engineers of Alberta Showcase Awards Gala 2019. As you celebrate the achievements of this evening's award recipients, I'd like to thank all of you for your hard work and commitment to excellence. Creating the bright future we envision for all Albertans requires big picture thinking. Alberta's looking ahead, and we're relying on experts like consulting engineers to help us turn plans into reality. While we continue our efforts to ensure that Alberta remains a world energy leader for many years to come, we're also building infrastructure, an opportunity for a stronger, broader, and more resilient economy. We're funding the innovation to make life better for everyone in our province for today and tomorrow, and I have every confidence, says Premier Notley, that the talented professionals being honored here tonight will help us get there. I regret not being able to celebrate with you tonight, but send my congratulations to tonight's honorees and best wishes to all of you for continued success. That from Rachel Notley, Premier of Alberta. Here to bring greetings from the city of Calgary, please join me in extending a very warm welcome to Deputy Mayor Jody Gondek.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the kind invitation to join you this evening at your 23rd Annual Showcase Awards Gala. On behalf of the City of Calgary and my colleagues on City Council, including Mayor Nenshi, I would like to recognize the significance of the work that's done by the various individuals and organizations within your industry, with projects that range from water treatment facilities to multifamily housing and technologies that are related to both heating and cooling, and innovations in everything from sanitation to transportation. Now, I'm going to be honest with you about something. I'm not exactly an expert when it comes to the work that you do, and my husband is here in the front row, able to attest to how my eyes tend to glaze over when he gets animated about things like wellheads and facilities and isolation valves. All of the technical stuff that he and all of you know is not housed anywhere in my head. But when you start with engineering talk, it's actually quite amusing to me when you talk about things like diverging diamond interchanges, photovoltaic arrays, ultrafiltration membranes, cyclic steam stimulation, and two-phase austenization. Well, my goodness, it's entirely possible that I may fall asleep just a little bit with my eyes open. Now, that's certainly not to say that I don't appreciate your profession, because nothing could be further from the truth. I'm thankful that you know your stuff inside and out. And in fact, it's your expertise that makes average Calgarians like me able to get through our daily lives just a little bit easier. You're the ones that ensure we have heat in our homes on frosty nights like this one. You're the ones that ensure we can move safely throughout our city. We have access to clean drinking water, and that we have a means to dispose of household waste and so many other things that we just take for granted every day. When I consider the systems that you create and the connections that you provide that allow people and organizations to move goods, to save lives, to generate revenue, to maintain healthy lifestyles, and to assure that people in positions of vulnerability are well cared for, that's when I realize that there's absolutely no job in your sector that's too small, because it's a complex network of roles and skills and experiences that makes you whole. And that makes you a very valued part of our economy and our community. Add to that your education and your ongoing training, combined with your professional standards and your code of conduct, there's clear demonstration that you take your work very seriously and you hold yourselves accountable to the society that you serve. So while I may not possess the technical expertise to understand your work, I am very well aware of the value that you provide to our city, to our province, and to our nation. And so for all the times that average Calgarians like me have taken your profession for granted, please allow me today to thank you properly for everything that you do. On behalf of the City of Calgary, I hope you have a wonderful time this evening celebrating your important work that allows us to make this great place a great place to live and a great place to make a living. Thank you and enjoy your night.
Well, thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. Our next speaker is the chair of the Association of Consulting Engineering Companies. Please join me in welcoming Michael Snow to bring greetings from your national association.
Good evening. It's an honor for me and several of our other board members of ACC Canada to join you for this gala. Most of them are sitting in generally that corner there. They're waving their hands. As a national voice for consulting engineering in Canada, our commitment is to support a healthy business climate for our industry. And by the way, may I say, Deputy Mayor, some of those words, I don't even understand what you're saying, but I'm very impressed by your ability to deliver them. So this evening, we recognize great engineering in our communities. We all know that as consulting engineers, we make important contributions to the social, the economic, and environmental quality of life in our communities. However, as mentioned earlier, oftentimes those contributions go unrecognized. It's important that we be recognized for those contributions and the excellence that we deliver our projects in our communities. And that's where a program we put together at the national level called Bring an MP to Work comes in. Bring an MP to Work was created to help us share our stories, and this is an opportunity to showcase how we as consulting engineers contribute to the Canadian economy, make our communities places where Canadians can come together, prosper, experience a safe and healthy lifestyle. And we work with many, many partners across the country to ensure that we're in a good position to build the kind of partnerships where we deliver. And when we had our board meetings earlier today, we were joined by a group from the First Nations Major Projects Coalition that are probably also sitting with us back in that general area. There they are, waving their hands. And if you haven't heard of this group before, I strongly suggest you look them up on the phone. They're an interesting group that are helping First Nations communities developing the kind of capacity where they can engage with us on natural resource development projects. And it's important in this province for sure, if anywhere else in the country. So with provincial organizations like CEA and Impact Public Affairs, ACC Canada organizes all the details for having a visit of your MP to a project site by an elected official. And that could be a federal MP, a provincial MPP, or a municipal official as well. Are you curious about this? Well, let me show you some footage of what kind of recognition your firm could garner with a real example. All the firms who took part in the Regina Bypass project reap the benefits of their participation through the increased visibility that their company got and the recognition of the valuable work that their teams contributed to the community in which they all live in. And they help tell an important story to the elected officials about how our consulting engineering industry is contributing to make great communities. If we could roll the tape, please.
I think we wanted to make sure that we told the local story, the story of the individuals from our province that have contributed significantly to this project.
A project like this, local knowledge is extremely important because every place, every region is different.
Well, the tour was impressive, to say the very least. It was an unbelievable example of engineering prowess.
Thanks very much, Michael. As the presenting sponsor tonight, again, we'd like to sincerely thank McElhenney Consulting Services for their continued generous support. I'd like to call on McElhenney's Simon Armstrong Bayliss to please join me here on the stage.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you very much. I've got 4 minutes to instill in you a deep and persistent desire to take a holiday. Not to double or triple check that you set up your roaming, or to assure your clients that you'll certainly be checking your emails, but to take a genuine, all devices off holiday. The truth is, we need you to trust us. That's my generation. Perhaps some young upstart in your team who was maybe a little entitled a few years ago. But these days, that initiative of ours is really kind of working out. Maybe you stopped hovering over our work. And maybe you're not quite sure what we're up to, but you think that's okay. The time to look up, stretch out your hand, and pass on the baton to the next generation is here. You're seeing it now. I'm up here. Down here is Grant, my VP, with his wine, enjoying himself. Over the last few years, I spent a great deal of time with our YPs, and I'm proud to have played a part empowering the next generation through the CEA YP Executive Committee. While in no way an exhaustive catalogue, I'd like to play one small part in igniting the future of our industry by sharing a few concepts that I truly believe exemplify best practice in managing this intergenerational relay. You see, it's actions, not words, structural systems, not hollow promises that we need. I'm relatively new to ownership at McElhenney. That is, I've only had shares for a few years now. While that might sound young, the truth is it's pretty common. I could never really make sense of where my shares came from. No one seems to be selling any. There's been no great exodus of people lately. The thing is, unlike many models, we guarantee that everyone can purchase their full allotment. There's no need to wait for a principal to retire before you get your turn. Some of you more insightful and informed than me obviously realize we can do this because we dilute everyone's shares. This ensures that the next generation can fairly participate in ownership, so thank you. It's senior generations voluntarily foregoing their own gains to benefit my generation. Quite the opposite from what you hear around climate change these days. It's not endless committees and pizza parties, but these structural arrangements and other similar ones like it that really create the culture of YP empowerment and accountability that we thrive in. Secondly, we need you to embrace our need for interconnected difference making. It's true, you've heard it all before. Us egocentric, selfie-taking youngsters want to feel important. That's not to say we want to be the center of attention. It's simply to say that we want to know that we play a part in, well, Rachel Notley's big picture, that we've made a difference. We're proud at McElhaney, and especially here in Alberta, of our portfolio of work spanning very small Phase 1 ESAs, all the way through to mega projects like the Southwest Calgary Ring Road. We believe that providing value throughout the full spectrum of projects is key to our long-standing and community connections and the ability of our whole team to make a difference in the ways that mean the most to us as people. As transportation and municipal engineers, this connectedness and perspective we crave is even further served when we're able to tackle an issue alongside our landscape architects, our contamination specialists, and our planners. Whether it's connecting the Great Trail with the High Rockies Trail in our backyard, getting down and dirty in lift station improvements, or taking a leap beyond the status quo with our complete streets, we want to know that our communities are better off thanks to our involvement. The reality is, our generation aren't the nervous new kids in class any longer. Thanks to many of the leaders here in this room, and certainly those I've had the pleasure to work for, who have been brave enough to believe in us, to trust us with ownership and the accountability that it demands, and to trust us to connect with our clients and partners and to make a difference in our own way. We're ready for you to take that holiday. So thank you.
Well, thanks very much, Simon. I think you all know what I mean when I say this. It's refreshing to hear like a real speech at an event. You know what I mean? Like Simon took a couple of, tepid risks there, in a sense. Well, yeah, a couple of people in the back think you're a Class A jerk right now. I mean, seriously. No, in all seriousness, though, totally appreciate that message. And the principles, some of them that you outlined there, could be applied to a number of different industries. And I really appreciate that insight. CEA wishes, yeah. I was seriously listening to that, and I was thinking at the next Media Awards gala that I'm at, I might just contact Simon and rip 40% of what he just said. Tell Gord Steinke to take a long holiday. You Edmontonians know what I'm talking about. The Daryl Jans joke would play here well in Calgary if he hadn't already retired. CEA wishes to give a very special thank you and right now recognize our Showcase Awards sponsors for their generous contribution. Our fostering sponsors tonight are SEMA Canada, Stantec Consulting, Thurber Engineering, Urban Systems, and WSP. The supporting sponsors are AECOM, Altera Engineering, Aero Engineering, Associated Engineering, Dialogue, Golder Associates, ISL Engineering and Land Services, Jacobs, SMP Engineering, Tetra Tech Canada, Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions. The patron sponsors are APEGA, AXA XL, Calgary Construction Association, City of Calgary, Edmonton Construction Association, Enterprise Holdings, FMAV in the back, Lloydsat Insurance Brokers, PCL Construction Management, Red Point Media and Marketing Solutions, Riley's, TD Milosh Monex, University of Calgary Schulich School of Engineering, and WestJet. And our contributing sponsor is M2 Engineering. Let's show our thanks to these sponsors for their continued and generous support. Now, I'd like to just take a couple of quick moments to acknowledge a few of our special guests and outline a little bit of how this evening will unfold. We're honored to have with us representation from both the City of Edmonton and the City of Calgary. In addition, with us tonight, guests from our esteemed family that we'd like to recognize. Now, it says please hold your applause until all guests have been announced, but I've always been a big proponent of the rolling applause. So if you just can't help yourself and you want to get it going, I'm not going to stifle you. Please join me in welcoming Nilo Edwards, Executive Director of the First Nations Major Projects Coalition, with Angela Ransom, Director of Operations. The Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Alberta, the APEGA President, Nima Doorji. The ACEC Canada President and CEO, John Gamble. Chairman Michael Snow, who are attending, as you know, with members of the ACEC Board of Directors and staff. Lieutenant Colonel Peter Boyle and members of 41 Service Battalion are with us tonight. Yeah. Representatives from other partnering associations, the U of A, the U of C, CEA past presidents are with us tonight, and past CEA Lieutenant Governor recipients. The CEA would also like to recognize members of their current board. You've probably noticed the beautiful boutonnieres, the corsages on display tonight. These are the members of the board that are representing with us here tonight. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to ask any of them, or of course the CEA staff in attendance tonight as well. They're proud to be your hosts this evening. So thank you to everyone, including you, who have come out tonight to be part of this prestigious event. Now, our evening tonight, after an incredible dinner, I'm so excited. It's surf and turf, ladies and gentlemen. We'll head into our awards program. Our awards program starts, of course, with the coveted Lieutenant Governor's Award for Distinguished Achievement. Then, the Harold L. Morrison Rising Young Professional Award will follow, recognizing the bright future of our industry. And our finale, the highlight of the evening, I'm sure, for many of you tonight, where we will celebrate excellence in engineering by CEA member firms with, of course, the Showcase Awards. The 47 project submissions this year come from a wide cross-section of engineering consulting firms, from small boutique firms all the way up to some of the industry giants. The projects reflect, of course, the exceptional minds in engineering, those that are making a difference in the lives of all Albertans. The quality of submissions this year, no different than past years, prove that engineering is a rewarding profession, giving back to the communities that make up our province and contribute to making our world a better place to live. I hope you did take time during the reception to view the submission poster boards displayed in the lobby. Truly an outstanding display of professional excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, right now it's my pleasure to welcome back the Lily Quartet, to encourage you all to continue to enjoy your networking as we are served tonight's main course. Please do enjoy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make a safe assumption that you enjoyed your meals based on what I saw occurring around me, the big smiles everywhere. But generally speaking, by a show of applause, what would be the review of tonight's food and beverage lineup? Yeah, I would say so. Let's hear it for the McEwen Hall staff, who have really exceeded expectations tonight and done a beautiful job. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize an outstanding professional in our midst. The 2019 CEA Lieutenant Governor's Award for Distinguished Achievement will honor a gentleman who has a long-time career in the consulting industry, as well as mentoring. And he's made an impact on Alberta's industry and Alberta's communities. Mr. Art Washuta. Let's roll the video.
Art Washuta is this year's recipient of the Lieutenant Governor's Award for Distinguished Achievement.
My parents were Polish immigrants and moved here shortly after the Second World War. They were glad to be in Canada because they had a fresh start in a free country. They wanted a better life for the kids. They pretty much drilled into us the need to get a university education. I attended the University of Alberta, where I graduated with a degree in civil engineering in 1973. I've practiced engineering for 45 years now, and all but 1 year of that was in the consulting engineering business, which I'm quite proud of.
Gee, I've known Art since he first joined UMA in 1977. He joined as a junior engineer and worked initially on the Dixon Dam. The challenge for the design team was creating a hold-down system that prevented the stilling basin from floating and being damaged. And the team came up with several hundred DWDAG post-tension anchors They went about 50 meters into the ground to hold the concrete in place should this very large flood ever occur. It was a very unique and successful way to solve the problem. The Dixon Dam was conceived to provide guaranteed downstream flows in the Red Deer River to support what has become Alberta's petrochemical industry. At the time was one of the largest concrete structures ever built in Alberta. We were also awarded the Old Man River Dam, which was then and still is today the largest dam built in Alberta. Art, because of his splendid work on the Dixon Dam, was now appointed the design manager for the spillway.
It's actually the largest spillway in Alberta. It required 145,000 cubic meters of concrete.
It's got capacity for about 7,000 cubic meters per second, so almost 3 times the Dixon. Importantly, the Old Man Dam won an Award of Excellence in 1997. I attribute this success of these 2 spillways in large part to Art Washuta and the quality of engineering he brought to these projects.
Art and I have worked on a lot of projects together. Most notable for me are projects we worked together in Arctic Canada, short-range radar project where we developed and installed new equipment to replace the distant early warning sites in the Arctic.
The short-range radar facilities were part of the North American Air Defense Modernization Program from the mid-80s, and the purpose was to detect intrusions into Canadian airspace by Russian aircraft. We also designed the F-18 aircraft airbase in Inuvik.
We also worked on the cleanup of 21 dew line sites in the Arctic.
So that project went on from 1992 to 2014, so it was a 22-year-long relationship with the client. So I'm quite proud of that one for sure.
Working together with Art, I learned a lot, we learned a lot, and it was a great experience.
More recently, he's been involved with the LRT extensions over the last couple of decades. Art's a real strategist. There was the LRT extensions coming in Edmonton, and Art formed a formidable team.
We worked on many extensions to the LRT. The first one running from Corona Station to University all the way down to Century Park, and also the NAIT extension. Then we also worked on the Valley Line LRT, which runs from southeast Edmonton, 27 kilometers to the west.
It's a $1.8 billion design, build, finance, operate, and maintain. A huge project. In fact, it's the largest infrastructure project ever taken on by the City of Edmonton.
The one that we enjoyed the most was a tunnel from University Station up to Health Sciences Station. It was very complex. We were tunneling through sand and gravel. We had to go underneath a parkade and a historical building, so it was very challenging.
We used our entire toolbox to bring success to that project. Like, so many things could have gone wrong, but we had the best people available. And at the end of the day, it worked out really well because of the people and the processes that we had in place.
Providing a successful LRT project, of course, means that the citizens of Edmonton get another transportation system to use.
You look around at the incredible infrastructure that surrounds us. It's great to be part of what Ken Pillop likes to say is the unseen hand that makes the world a better and a safer place.
He can dive down into the details, but he also sees the value of people outside of the engineering profession and how they can make a project better.
We always had partnering events. We had people that were very diverse. It wasn't just within the company that we worked for, so it wasn't just with AECOM. We were multifaceted with people from all kinds of disciplines, from different countries, different parts of the world, coming together to work on this massive project.
Partnering is a way of taking the two teams or all the team members together and ensuring that we all understand each other's roles and responsibilities. These are very large multidiscipline projects that required a lot of oversight to manage, and he made sure that we were always talking the same language and working together.
Art always wants to do things better, whether it's better proposals, better client relationships, better solutions to projects, better ways to deliver projects. He's always striving for that, and he's always supporting the people who have that in mind.
Art served in committee, liaison, and leadership roles with numerous industry associations.
He is not an engineer's engineer, he is a people engineer. And again, it's that interest in the individual and not just the project that I think makes him special.
Art reported into me in his role as President of Canada. Art was fantastic to work with. I mean, with me being based here in New Zealand, I had to put a lot of trust into the leadership in Canada, and Art fulfilled that role superbly. There's actually a proverb in Maori here in New Zealand, and that is, what is the most important thing in the world? He tangata, he tangata, he tangata. It is the people, it is the people, it is the people. And this is something that I know struck a chord with Art every time that he was down here, because I know that he felt so passionate about it.
One of the biggest things is his ability to mentor people. It would be like he saw this rough stone, and then he'd help to develop them, and eventually, you know, out at the other end popped a gem. So I saw a lot of gems pop out in his time working with him, and people who maybe wouldn't have thought of themselves in that ability to do those things suddenly found themselves doing them and excelling at it. He gave me opportunities that I probably wouldn't have had elsewhere, and that's changed who I am and who I've become, and I'm thankful for that. A lot of us who have had the opportunity to work with him would call him the Jedi Mind Master. He can lead a team of people, whether it be an executive level or on a project. If things are going a little sideways, he can mind master you to go right back to where you should be, you know, and bring that team right again.
I guess if I was describing him to somebody, I'd say, do you see that big guy over there? You want to get to know him. He'll take you to a lot of places and have you do a lot of things that'll challenge you and excite you.
Working with Art is like having your favorite uncle help you with your project. Respectful, diligent, competent, and friendly are all words I would use to describe his approach.
He displays a powerful mix of humility and determination. He's very ambitious, but he's ambitious to succeed as a firm and for his staff, not for himself.
He's got a very keen intellect and a sharp sense of humor. And on occasions, I call it a wicked sense of humor. Art would always come up with a unique way to celebrate, and it would always be something that Art created himself. It usually involved concrete, or steel sometimes, but usually concrete. What Art presented me was a new squash racket. The head of the racket is filled with concrete grout. The racket now weighs about 5 pounds. I can hardly lift it, never mind swing it.
To be successful, you can't do it alone. You have to surround yourself with the best people that you can find. And I've been privileged to work with very talented people, diverse teams, as well as some great clients.
It was obvious that he was going to become a leader because he accepted the challenge of heading the design team on the Old Man River Dam. As a young engineer, that was evidence that he had the leadership qualities that would see him well into his future years. And obviously that has transpired.
Hey Art, congratulations on this award. From all of us here in New Zealand to you up in Canada, one message for you. He tangata, he tangata, he tangata.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Kazakwich, and I'm the CEO for the Consulting Engineers of Alberta. The Lieutenant Governor, Lois Mitchell, Her Honor Lois Mitchell, has sent her regrets. She's unable to attend this evening, and I know Lois has participated with us on numerous times in the past. We've always enjoyed having the Vice Regal representative of the Canadian monarch at our ceremonies. So I am now been presented with the opportunity of acting in her role, which I will try not to let go to my head. So I'd ask Art to come up here. I guess he's up here. I just wanted to make a comment myself on Art, and that over the years I've dealt with Art on a project basis, I guess, as our predecessor firms have worked on projects, and I've dealt with him on an industry basis, and Art has always been a trusted partner. Art has always been there with a certain unique sense of humor, and I know when Art has been in leadership roles, he certainly has been a steady hand on the wheel. So please come forward, Art, and I'd like to present you with this prestigious award on behalf of our Lieutenant Governor. I don't know what the Lieutenant Governor would do, but I assume you have to get down on one knee. No. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Got too many things here.
Where can I set this down?
Set that down right
I
there.
gotta slide off. Okay. Great. Is that it? Are you done?
Well, you didn't get down on one knee, but he's up here with a cane,
I
so
could try.
I'll... No, that's okay. That's okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Ken. You must be the first Ukrainian acting lieutenant governor, I think. So I'm really pleased to be here in Calgary, other than the fiercely frosty, frigid Friday folks. I'm really pleased to be in Calgary again and see so many old-time, long-term friends and colleagues. And I really don't have to say a lot because the video kind of said everything. I'll send the checks out to the participants in the video tomorrow. First of all, I'd really like to thank the CEA in particular. I don't know exactly who the selection committee may have been, but Ken Pillip was a long-term CEO, Lisa Kruta, of course, and the newly crowned acting Lieutenant Governor and CEO of CEA. Thank you. And when I first got the call from Ken, I was really quite surprised, and I know that there are numerous outstanding candidates for this award, and some of you are probably right here in this room tonight. So thank you. And you know, I've had some memorable moments in my career, and truly I have to say this is the highlight of my career. And simply put, it's just awesome. It's awesome. Thank you. So Lisa told me I had about 30 to 40 minutes for my acceptance speech. But after the video, I'll cut it back to maybe 3 or 4 thoughts that I'd like to share with you. First of all, I'd really like to thank very kindly the participants in the video. I think I challenged Lisa and the video team a bit. I gave them 12 names of people that I wanted included, and they did pretty well to include the number that they did, so thanks for that. You know, tonight's a very special evening when we celebrate the achievements of CEA member firms and the great work that's being done, and the amazing contributions that consulting engineers make towards building our communities and society and making the world a better place. So I'd like to, in advance, congratulate all the award winners and also the 47 entries in this year's program. So just sharing a couple of thoughts. First of all, it's too bad Premier Notley's not here because you'll hear in a minute why. My wife and I moved to Salt Spring Island about 2.5 years ago after living most of our lives in Edmonton. And like all the other residents, we get pretty excited when we hear a Salt Spring mentioned in the national news. So I don't know if you recall, 2 or 3 months ago, it was actually Premier Notley who mentioned in her ongoing debate with BC about the benefits of a pipeline and the importance of a pipeline to the Alberta economy, that perhaps in BC you could grow an economy through condos and coffee shops and Saturday markets, but you couldn't do that in Alberta. And she was mentioning the folks on Salt Spring Island must ride unicorns and not horses like you do in Alberta. So anyway, it was all done in great humor. It's all jokingly mentioned, but it struck a chord with the Salt Spring residents. Immediately had a unicorn parade the next day. So seriously though, there is significant opposition to a pipeline to the West Coast, and I just wanted to assure you that my wife and I are still very strongly rooted in the Alberta economy and Alberta in general, and we fully support the expansion of pipeline capacity to the West Coast because we know it's going to be done in a responsible manner that's respectful to all the stakeholders, and it'll be the right thing for all of Canada. And I know that CEA and ACEC strongly support pipelines, as they do other critical nation-building infrastructure across the country. The second thing I wanted to mention is that consulting engineers don't like to admit it, but we sometimes resort to competition based on price rather than qualifications on the projects that we pursue. And admittedly, it's largely because of the procurement policies and the evaluation criteria currently being used by our clients. And CEA and ACEC have worked very hard over the years, and particularly the last couple of years, in promoting improved procurement policies, and namely qualifications-based selection, as Derek mentioned earlier on. And I know that there are federal and provincial pilot projects ongoing, as well as a research study by U of A regarding quantifying the benefits of QBS. But I'm really hoping that 2019 will be the year when QBS is finally across the finish line. It's really important to our industry, so if we want to do a chant, we could do QBS, QBS, QBS. And that was Jeff DiBattista, I think. That was from President in 2010-11, I think it was. Jeff really, I think the igniting motto probably refers partly to Jeff, because he initiated the great initiative to pursue QBS. The third thing is that I know there are many factors that are critical to achieving success, but I strongly believe that grasping opportunities or seizing opportunities is a really key one, and I'm very thankful for the opportunities that I had for many years at UMA and AECOM, and more recently with Opus International, and currently with SEMA Plus. And I'm also very thankful for the opportunity to work with a lot of very talented people. And that's what kind of leads me to repeating what was said by my New Zealand colleagues, because I got to know a little bit about the Maori culture in my travels to New Zealand, working on the strategic plan for Opus International. So consulting engineering really is a people business. It's all about partnering, teamwork, and really delivering innovation for long-term solutions for our clients. And so the proverb that David Prentice mentioned, it's all about the people, I think is really appropriate and relevant to our industry. So I know that New Zealand also has the haka dance, and John Gamble's been down there a few times. He could probably lead us in the haka dance. Right, John? But I won't ask you to do that, but I will ask you if you're willing to repeat the proverb for it's all about the people in Maori. It's hei tangata, and you have to do it with enthusiasm 3 times, otherwise I'll make you do it again. Okay, so hei tangata, hei tangata, hei tangata. All right, that's pretty decent. All right, so in closing, I'd like to thank my family and in particular my wife and partner Tanya for the love and support over the many years, particularly during our transition to the West Coast for eventual retirement, and also for looking after me while I replaced some body parts here recently. Lastly, I really need to dedicate this award to my mother and father, the intrepid immigrants who came to Canada, made a better life for their kids, and really paved the way for me to get a good education, work hard, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been in engineering and I wouldn't have been standing here in front of you tonight. So have a good evening, have a great year. 2019 is the year of the pig, so have a good one. Thank you. All right. Okay. Will you carry those down for me? Okay. Thank you. All right.
Congratulations, Art.
And I'm glad this Ryan guy didn't say extinguished instead of distinguished.
Yeah. See, it was a veteran move on Art's part to leave the cane here. He knew he couldn't give him the hook if the speech went too long, right? Well done. Congratulations. Look at this guy go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me officially present to you again the recipient of the 2019 Lieutenant Governor's Award for Distinguished Achievement. Let's clap him off. Art Washuta. Very nicely done. I'm sure you feel the same. This is one of my favorite parts every year. This evening is the presentation of the Lieutenant Governor's Award. Of course, every award recipient, one of them every year, will receive that beautiful kaleidoscope, replicating a symbol of an engineer's level, designed by Don Chambers. Don's designed and handcrafted these spectacular awards to recognize and celebrate the winners of the Lieutenant Governor's Award for Distinguished Achievement. In addition to the kaleidoscope, Art receives a personal certificate from Lieutenant Governor Lois Mitchell, congratulating him on receiving this award in recognition of his service to the consulting engineers of Alberta and the consulting industry, and also a $25 gift certificate to Red Lobster. Congratulations, Art. I'd now like to call on David Nagy, CEA past president, and Ian Morrison to the stage to present the Harold L. Morrison Rising Young Professional Award portion of the program. Please extend a very warm welcome.
Well, thank you, Ryan. I'm very honored to assist Ian in presenting this special award. The CEA Rising Young Professional Award was renamed in honor of the memory and legacy of Harold L. Morrison, who served as CEA's registrar from 1993 to 2010. Mr. Morrison was also one of the founding board members and acted as the treasurer before taking on the title of registrar. CEA defines a young professional, the YP, as an engineer, a technologist, or a geoscientist working for a CEA member firm with up to 10 years' experience in a respective field. The Harold L. Morrison Rising Young Professional Award recognizes our greatest strength, our young professionals. This award recognizes the outstanding achievements in the young professional's career to date. Before I introduce and have the nominees come to stage and join us here, I would like to recognize and thank our judges who adjudicated this award. They are Mr. Ben Novak, Mr. Don Chambers, and Mr. Paul Breeze, all past presidents of the CEA. The young professional nominees has exemplary record of achievement in education, employment, and professional and public service activities. The following personal attributes are considered by the judges: technical process, leadership in society, initiative and teamwork, integrity, involvement and contribution to CEA, and of course, future potential. The winner is given $2,500 to attend ACEC's national conference, the Leadership Conference in Ottawa, and they will represent our province of Alberta. This year, we have 5 nominees, and as I call each of your names, please come to stage. So first, Derek Beattie, Project Manager, Rural Road Team Lead with Stantec Consulting. So I'm going to build some drama by making this a little bit slower for all of you. And of course, our nominees. Next, Diana Smith, Mechanical Engineer with Dialogue. The next, who you've met earlier this evening, Simon Armstrong Bayliss, Project Manager with McElhaney Consulting. Stephen Murphy, Deputy Project Manager with SEMA Plus Canada. Last, Stephen Winebean Beer. The best name in the world and I mess it up. Wine Beer. Business Center Discipline Leader with Stantec Consulting. The future does look bright. So, the CEA would also like to thank the firms that nominated these outstanding professionals. As one of the judges commented, once I read these nominations, I had to say each and every one of them was a winner, and each of them had such great careers. I was blown away by all of them. The future of this industry is outstanding. With that, I would like to announce the winner of the Harold L. Morrison Rising Young Professional Award for 2019 is Diana Smith. Dialogue. I'll invite Diana to come and say a couple of words.
Well, I'm very flattered to be just standing up here with these other amazing nominees, so thank you very much. First off, thank you to Grant Kidd for nominating me and being such a strong leader in our company, and there's a lot of young engineers who really look up to you. Thank you to Dialogue, everyone at Dialogue. It's been an amazing career so far. I started there as a summer student, and I have just loved it ever since. It's a place where you get to work on really cool projects and just work with really, really amazing people. Thank you to the CEA. I've been able to work with a number of people through different committees that I've been on and have really enjoyed my time on the Buildings Committee, the Board of Directors, and the Young Professionals Committee especially. It's really exciting to keep kind of building those connections and seeing where it's going. And thank you to CEA for being that voice for consulting engineers. And just to keep it really fast, thank you, of course, to my husband, Chris, for always being that rock and through all of the really exciting times as well as the stressful times. I love you very much and thank you. So again, thanks for this amazing award.
Well, congratulations again, Diana, and of course to all of our nominees, well-deserved nominations to be sure. I'm loving all the mentions of the support systems, the spouses, the partners. It, I think, just reiterates it as if I need to tell any of you that much of what you do goes so far beyond a job or a career. It's a lifestyle, to be certain. And you talk to anybody about the projects that they've been working on, and I can't say the word I need to say to really get the point, right? Like if I said the give a shit meter at the Consulting Engineers of Alberta Awards, that would be a disaster, so I won't say it. But in speaking with so many of you in the projects you've been working on, whether they're nominated here tonight, whether it's been something, whether we're reminiscing about a past award winner in past years, the level of passion and the ownership that each of you take in the work that you do is really, as a somewhat of an outsider, but a supporter of this industry, it's really, really, if I might say from an outsider's perspective, so very impressive, and I love it. Now we move into the final phase of this evening, the one I know many of you have been waiting for, eager to get to, the Showcase Awards. At this time, as we move on to the Project Awards, please join me in acknowledging the tremendous contribution of time and expertise of the judges for this event. A special thank you to all of these judges. It certainly takes a great deal of time to assist with the judging, and so on behalf of everybody here, thank you to our judges who are listed here on the screens. Now, you saw in Art's video tribute there a couple of photos of past Showcase Award wins, those big, impressive framed mementos. The award print, which is presented to the consultant team and their client, is a customized work of art that's created by our graphic group, Art Smith, and then prepared for presentation by Jake's Framing. Projects can be entered into a maximum of 2 categories, so long as they meet the criteria of that category. 3 to 4 judges deliberate the projects submitted in each category, and then they rank them from first to last. Based on the judges' ranking, a score is determined. The judges take the following factors into consideration when evaluating these projects: technical excellence, degree of difficulty, innovation, advancement of technology, added value, management of risk, benefit to society, and added environmental value. To qualify for an award of excellence, a project must have been ranked number 1 by at least 1 judge and have the best score overall. In the event that none of the entries in a particular category is awarded a first place ranking by any of the judges in that category, no award of excellence will be awarded. The top 2 finalists in that category will receive awards of merit. The awards will be presented by project category. Every category, you'll see a short video that lists all the projects submitted under that category, and when the video concludes, the winning projects will be announced. When you hear your company name and project, we invite the entire project team. We're talking about the engineers, the sub-consultants, and clients that are here with us tonight to quickly make their way to the stage to be recognized. Now, please note the following. The winners are asked to come from the side stage on my right and then proceed across the stage to receive congratulations. You'll proceed off the stage to my left, your right, and then you'll be met by our assistants, Danielle, who will escort your team to the photography area for your official commemorative photographs. At the end of the evening, your winning award prints can be picked up outside the hall. It's my pleasure right now to invite Derek Chesky, President of the Consulting Engineers of Alberta, and Ken Kozakowicz, Chief Executive Officer, to come forward and assist with the award presentations. Now, on to the awards. The submissions in the Building Engineering Institutional category are
Building Engineering Institutional, Dialogue, Royal Alberta Museum, Alberta Infrastructure. Joint submission, FAST and EP, KFR Engineering and SMP Engineering, NATE Productivity and Innovation Center, Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, Smith & Anderson, Mount Royal University Riddell Library and Learning Center, Mount Royal University, SMP Engineering, Bethany Riverview, Bethany Care Society, SMP Engineering, Research and Collections Resource Facility, University of Alberta, Stantec Consulting, Gary W. Harris Canada Games Centre, Red Deer College.
The award of merit in this category goes to SMP Engineering for the Bethany Riverview.
Client owner, Bethany Care Society. Subconsultants, MMP Structural Engineering, Rheinbold Engineering. Contractors, Stuart Olson. Other key players, IBI Group.
All right, SMP Engineering, congratulations. The Award of Excellence for Building Engineering Institutional. It's a joint submission, Fast and EP, KFR Engineering, and SMP Engineering for the NATE Productivity and Innovation Center.
Joint submission, Fast and EP, KFR Engineering, and SMP Engineering. Client owner, Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. Other key players, GEC Architecture. The Productivity and Innovation Center at the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology is a 190,000 square foot multi-purpose building that houses advanced research and testing laboratories, spaces for small and medium-sized businesses, a dedicated hub for applied research activity, along with administrative, teaching, and service spaces. Designed and constructed through the use of a collaborative and integrated process, this steel and concrete framed building features innovative, sustainable, and adaptable structural, mechanical, and electrical systems.
It's hard to believe he did it all by himself, ladies and gentlemen. The submissions in the Sustainable Design category are
Sustainable Design, Altera Engineering, Hillshire Development, Salvi Group, SEMA Canada, Rainbow Road Sanitary Trunk Microtunnel, Chestermere Utilities, Dialogue, Royal Alberta Museum, Alberta Infrastructure, Jacobs, 12th Street Southeast Bridge Replacement Project, City of Calgary. Joint submission, Fast and EP, KFR Engineering and SMP Engineering, NATE Productivity and Innovation Center, Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, McElhaney Consulting Services, High Rockies Trail, Alberta TrailNet Society and Alberta Environment and Parks, MCW Hemisphere, Blending Engineering and Science with Nature, Rocky Mountain Marijuana, SMP Engineering, Bethany Riverview, Bethany Care Society, SMP Engineering, Research and Collections Resource Facility, University of Alberta, Stantec Consulting, Gary W. Harris Canada Game Centre, Red Deer College, Stantec Consulting, Lacombe Main Street Program, City of Lacombe, Tetra Tech Canada, Highway 762, landslide and road remediation using innovative technologies, Alberta Transportation.
Friends, there is no award of excellence in this category. The category will have 2 awards of merit. The first winner, Jacobs, for the 12th Street Southeast Bridge Replacement Project.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Subconsultants, Thurber Engineering, Matrix Solutions, AECOM, Parsons, ADP Engineering, International Quality Consultants, Carson McCullough Associates, Goal Engineering, Contractors, West Pro Infrastructure, Rapid Span Structures, R.J. Watson, Dakota Reclamators, Lafarge Canada.
The second award of merit in the category of sustainable design goes to Stantec Consulting Limited for the Gary W. Harris Canada Games Centre.
Client owner, Red Deer College. Subconsultants, Clark Builders, Scott Builders.
Here are the project submissions in the community development category.
Community Development. Dialogue, Aga Khan Garden, Alberta, University of Alberta. Dialogue, Mechanized River Valley Access, City of Edmonton. Dillon Consulting, Baseline Risk Assessment of Land Development within proximity of freight rail corridors, City of Calgary. McElhaney Consulting Services, Spring Creek Drive, Town of Canmore, Spring Creek Mountain Village. Stantec Consulting, Lacombe Main Street Program, City of Lacombe. Tetra Tech Canada, 121 West Residences Pile Load Test, Regency Developments, Pagnata Industries. Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions, North Lateral Realignment Siphon, City of Lethbridge. WSP, Discovery Business Park, Stage 1 and 2, Remington Development Corporation. WSP, Preliminary and Detailed Design, Southeast 881 Water Supply Line, Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo.
The award of merit in this category goes to Dialogue for Mechanized River Valley Access.
Client owner, City of Edmonton. Subconsultants, Thurber Engineering. Hatch. Contractors, Graham Infrastructure.
Team Dialogue, as you're walking off, just want to let you know a real-world perspective on this. Our little 3-year-old, his name is Wyatt. One of his favorite things to do when we have out-of-town visitors is to take them hand in hand to the funicular and ride it up and down. So your hard work is making a difference in the quality of lives of the next generation. Thank you. The Award of Excellence in the category of community development goes to Wood, Environment, and Infrastructure Solutions for their project North Lateral Realignment Siphon.
Client owner, City of Lethbridge. Contractors, DeGraff Excavating. Other key players, St. Mary River Irrigation District, Alberta Ministry of Agriculture. Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions was the engineering consultant hired by the City of Lethbridge for all phases of the project. An inverted siphon had never been previously used to relocate a portion of a major irrigation supply canal. The completed siphon was 1,870 meters in length, with an inside diameter of 3 meters. Wood successfully tackled all the project challenges, including concept development, material selection, tender approach, detailed design, and schedule. The resulting project was a deciding factor in the city's successful bid to have Cavendish Farms build a $380 million potato processing plant within the city's Shearing Business Industrial Park.
Look at those smiles. There you go. Nice job. Here are this year's entries in the environmental category.
Environmental, AECOM, Tundra Mine Remediation, Public Services and Procurement Canada, Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs Canada.
You'll never guess what happens next. Unfortunately, there are no awards handed out in this No, I'm just kidding. The Award of Excellence in this category, well-deserved, goes to AECOM for the Tundra Mine Remediation Project.
Client owner, Public Services and Procurement Canada, Crown Indigenous Relations and Northern Affairs Canada. Subconsultants, O'Kane Consultants. Following abandonment of Tundra Mine, site ownership was transferred to the federal government. The site was left with multiple environmental liabilities, including extensive waste rock and arsenic-impacted tailings materials, petroleum hydrocarbon contaminated soils, contaminated water, and erosion potential across the site. AECOM, along with their subconsultant O'Kane Consultants, was contracted to complete additional studies, redraft the design drawings and specifications, and provide construction inspection and administration services for the execution of the Phase 2 remediation design. Remediation was completed in 2018, and the Tundra Mine site has transitioned to a 5-year adaptive management phase.
Let's take a look at the submissions in the project management category.
Project Management, Hatch, Calgary Transit Operations Control Center, Mission Critical Facility, City of Calgary. Joint Submission, Associated Engineering and ISL Engineering and Land Services, Calgary Zoo Flood Mitigation Project, City of Calgary. Joint Submission, Dialogue and ISL Engineering and Land Services, Walterdale Bridge, City of Edmonton. RJC Engineers, 61 Avenue Southwest Pedestrian Bridge, City of Calgary, Cadillac Fairview. Stantec Consulting, North Red Deer Regional Wastewater System, North Red Deer Regional Wastewater Services Commission. Stantec Consulting, Trans-Canada Highway, Beaufort Road Interchange, City of Calgary. Tetra Tech Canada, Northeast Anthony Henday Drive Warranty Inspection, Capital City Link General Partnership. Tetra Tech Canada, Performance Evaluation and Rehabilitation Recommendations for Southwest Anthony Henday Drive, Alberta Transportation.
In the project management category, the award of merit goes to a joint submission, Associated Engineering and ISL Engineering and Land Services for the project Calgary Flood Mitigation Project.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Subconsultants, Associated Engineering, Thurber Engineering, Tetra Tech Canada, Matrix Solutions, ADP Engineering. Contractors, PCL Construction Management, Keller Foundations. Other key players, the Calgary Zoological Society.
Boy, does this ever reiterate the team spirit of some of these projects. I'm told that this one is for Cal McLaren. Now, in another interesting development in the project management category, the judges have actually scored a tie in the overall scores for the award of excellence. And so there are two winning projects in this category. First, to Hatch for the Calgary Transit Operations Control Center Mission Critical Facility.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Subconsultants, Macro, a division of Ross and Baruzzini. GEC Architecture, A.W. Hooker Quantity Surveyors, Mission Green Buildings, Morrison Hirschfield Group. Calgary Transit's continuing success and expansion of their rail and bus networks and Calgary Transit Access Services has resulted in their Operation Control Center spaces outgrowing their available footprints. To alleviate the current space congestion and support for the long-term strategic route ahead expansion plan, a new mission-critical, highly resilient, and state-of-the-art OCC facility has been constructed. Hatch, along with subconsultants GEC, Macro, Morrison Hirschfield, Mission Green Buildings, and A.W. Hooker, has served as part of an integrated project team with Calgary Transit to design, construct, and seamlessly transition to the new center.
The second award of excellence in this category goes to Stantec Consulting for the Trans-Canada Highway Beaufort Road interchange.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Contractors, PCL Construction Management. The Trans-Canada Highway Beaufort Road Interchange project is a successful demonstration of how designing with constructability in mind can aid in the delivery of a project and provide long-term benefits for our community. Despite detouring, utility conflicts, poor soil conditions, environmental approvals, and land purchase challenges, Stantec's team of professionals of all levels of expertise and years of experience resolved the issues and provided constructible solutions. Today, traffic is free-flowing on the Trans-Canada Highway, Beaufort Road and 83rd Street, which are benefiting from significant upgrades, and the community is more accessible for all types of commuters.
I love this category. Here are this year's submissions in small firm, big impact.
Small firm, big impact. Altera Engineering, Hillshire Development, Salvi Group, Aero Engineering, CASA Child, Adolescent and Family Mental Health Facility, Government of Alberta, EHAN Engineering, Urban Street Trees Investment Strategy, City of Edmonton, M2 Engineering, Horse Lake First Nation Water Treatment Plant Upgrades, Horse Lake First Nation.
The Award of Merit in Small Firm Big Impact is presented to Aero Engineering for CASA Child, Adolescent and Family Mental Health Facility.
Client owner, Government of Alberta. Subconsultants, IBI Group, Action Electrical. Contractors, Clark Builders.
The Award of Excellence in the category of Small Firm Big Impact goes to M2 Engineering for the Horse Lake First Nation Water Treatment Plant Upgrades.
Client owner, Horse Lake First Nation. Subconsultants, Hydrogeological Consultants. Riddle Kurtzaba Architecture Interior Design Engineering. Ptarmigan Engineering. Wave Engineering Consultants, J. Davis Engineering, Thurber Engineering, Contractors, Alpha Construction. Horse Lake First Nation is a rapidly growing community that had an insecure, unpalatable, and potentially unsafe water supply. Horse Lake First Nation selected M2 Engineering, a team of 2 water treatment consulting engineers to help provide a safe, secure water supply. M2 led the project from the feasibility study stage to construction completion with the assistance of their supporting team. The project was completed within a relatively short schedule, under budget, and most importantly, as Nathan Horseman, band counselor, said, "Our families can finally draw a bath with clean water."
Huge, as if I need to say it, one of the biggest issues facing Canadians right now. That's an excellent win and well-deserved. Here are the submissions in the Building Engineering Commercial category.
Building Engineering, Commercial. Aero Engineering, Starlight Casino Edmonton, Gateway Casinos and Entertainment. Dialogue, Mount Royal Hotel, Pursuit Collection. MCW Hemisphere, Blending Engineering and Science with Nature, Rocky Mountain Marijuana. Stantec Consulting, Edmonton Tower, Alberta Investment Management Corporation, and One Properties. Tetra Tech Canada, 121 West Residences Pile Load Test, Regency Developments, Pagnata Industries.
The Award of Merit Building Engineering Commercial is presented to MCW Hemisphere Limited, Blending Engineering and Science with Nature, Rocky Mountain Marijuana Incorporated.
Client owner, Rocky Mountain Marijuana. Subconsultants, Riddell Kurtzaba Architecture Engineering Interior Design, Heath Engineering. Contractors, Westcor.
The award of excellence in the category of building engineering commercial goes to Stantec Consulting for Edmonton Tower.
Client owner, Alberta Investment Management Corporation and One Properties. Subconsultants, Smith & Anderson, RWDI, Thurber Engineering. Contractors, PCL Construction Management. Other key players, Ice District Joint Venture, City of Edmonton. A 618,000 square foot glass edifice in the heart of the bustling Ice District, Edmonton Tower's curved silhouette ascends 29 floors into the sky. Sturdy engineering systems seamlessly integrated with contemporary architectural assemblies form a union of shape and structure that set a new design benchmark in our community. The schemes underpinning the tower's design are the result of a fruitful and interdisciplinary collaboration between Ice District Joint Venture, Stantec's architectural, structural, and electrical consulting groups, Smith & Anderson Mechanical Consultants, RWDI, and Thurber Engineering. The client's vision and our team's design were brought to life by PCL Construction. As a result, Edmonton Tower, founded on the idea of enhanced connectivity between downtown communities, boasts an inviting grand lobby, elegant floor-to-ceiling perimeter glazing, vast column-free tower floor plates, and advanced technological networks.
A beautiful addition to a reinvigorated skyline in the capital city, to say the least. Here are the submissions in the Studies, Software, and Special Services category.
Studies, Software, and Special Services. Associated Engineering. City of Calgary Water Treatment Plant's Energy Audit. City of Calgary. Associated Engineering. New Girder Bridge Design and Detailing Manual. Alberta Transportation. Dillon Consulting. Baseline Risk Assessment of Land Development within proximity of freight rail corridors. City of Calgary. Ehon Engineering. Urban Street Trees Investment Strategy. City of Edmonton. Joint Submission. Altera Engineering and SEMA Canada. Highway 2 Corridor Improvement Study. Alberta Transportation. Stantec Consulting. Landslides and Agent-Based Simulation. Stantec Consulting.
The Award of Merit in Studies, Software, and Special Services tonight is presented to Associated Engineering for New Girder Bridge Design and Detailing Manual.
Client owner, Alberta Transportation. Other key players, Virginia Dirksen from Visible Inc.
The Award of Excellence in the category of Studies, Software, and Special Services. Finally, they win something. Stantec Consulting for Landslides and Agenda-Based Simulation.
Client owner, Stantec Consulting. Labs, a landslide simulation software application developed by Stantec, provides high-accuracy predictions to help mitigate risk to buildings, infrastructure, and human life. Using readily available digital elevation models and aggregate landslide data accumulated over 20 years, Labs predicts and displays travel paths, distance, and volumes of landslides without requiring specific data on geology, soils, or precipitation. A standalone program, it generates rapid and cost-efficient simulations and exports files for advanced hazard and risk assessments. Labs is intended to reduce the overall impact to human safety and the built world.
Here are the submissions in the transportation infrastructure, roads, interchanges, airports, and mass transit category.
Transportation infrastructure, roads, interchanges, airports, mass transit. SEMA Canada, Redwater South Rail Yard Expansion, Pembina Pipelines. Stantec Consulting, Trans-Canada Highway, Beaufort Road Interchange, City of Calgary. Tetra Tech Canada, Highway 762, landslide and road remediation using innovative technologies, Alberta Transportation. Tetra Tech Canada, Northeast Anthony Henday Drive Warranty Inspection, Capital City Link General Partnership. Tetra Tech Canada, Performance Evaluation and Rehabilitation Recommendations for Southwest Anthony Henday Drive, Alberta Transportation. Urban Systems, Southwest Calgary Ring Road, Sarcee Trail Southwest, Glenmore Trail Southwest, Highway 8 Detour Design. KGL Constructors. WSP, Airport Perimeter Road North Upgrades, Edmonton Regional Airports Authority.
In this category, the award of merit goes to Tetra Tech Canada for the Highway 762 landslide and road remediation using innovative technologies.
Client owner, Alberta Transportation.
The award of excellence in this category goes to Stantec Consulting for the Trans-Canada Highway Beaufort Interexchange Program.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Contractors, PCL Construction Management. The Trans-Canada Highway Beaufort Road Interchange project is a successful demonstration of how designing with constructability in mind can aid in the delivery of a project and provide long-term benefits for our community. Despite detouring, utility conflicts, poor soil conditions, environmental approvals, and land purchase challenges, Stantec's team of professionals of all levels of expertise and years of experience resolved the issues and provided constructible solutions. Today, traffic is free-flowing on the Trans-Canada Highway, Beaufort Road, and 83rd Street, which are benefiting from significant upgrades, and the community is more accessible for all types of commuters.
This is the second award of excellence for this project. Congratulations. Let's take a look at the entries in the transportation infrastructure, transportation structures category.
Transportation infrastructure, transportation structures. SEMA Canada, Redwater South Rail Yard Expansion, Pembina Pipelines. Dialogue, Mechanized River Valley Access, City of Edmonton. Hatch, Calgary Transit Operations Control Center, Mission Critical Facility, City of Calgary. ISL Engineering and Land Services, Calgary Zoo Swinging Bridge, Calgary Zoological Society. Jacobs, 12th Street Southeast Bridge Replacement Project, City of Calgary. Joint submission, Dialogue and ISL Engineering and Land Services, Walterdale Bridge, City of Edmonton. RJC Engineers. 61 Avenue Southwest Pedestrian Bridge. City of Calgary, Cadillac Fairview.
Some beautiful submissions. The Award of Merit in Transportation Infrastructure and Structures awarded to Jacobs for the 12th Street Southeast Bridge replacement.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Subconsultants, Thurber Engineering, Matrix Solutions, AECOM, Parsons, ADP Engineering, International Quality Consultants, Carson McCullough Associates, Goal Engineering, Contractors, West Pro Infrastructure, Rapid Span Structures, RJ Watson, Dakota Reclamators, Lafarge Canada.
Congratulations to Jacobs on their second win with this project tonight. The Award of Excellence tonight in Transportation Infrastructure Structures goes to a joint submission, Dialogue and ISL Engineering and Land Services, for the stunning Walterdale Bridge.
Client owner, City of Edmonton. Subconsultants, Cowie North America, Altera Engineering, Thurber Engineering, Spencer Environmental Services, Turtle Island Cultural Resource Management, Northwest Hydraulic Consultants, HLB Lighting Design, SMA Consulting. Contractors, Acciona Pacer Joint Venture. Other key players, Acuren. The new Walterdale Bridge is a gracious single-span arch, a functional signature structure that blends with its natural setting and creates a landmark gateway to the city's downtown. The bridge creates a public space on the river where the duality of the city and nature are experienced and celebrated. The approaches to the bridge reinforce the signature quality of the bridge through evocative landform and planting. Pedestrians and cyclists feel like they can touch the water when using the new bridge. There are places on the bridge to linger and watch the river go by.
Let's hear it for our winners tonight. Congratulations to Dialogue and ISL Engineering and Land Services. They say it's the most Instagrammable space in Edmonton these days, which apparently is a new thing. We might have to have a new category next year in the Showcase Awards. What do you think? Most Instagrammable, that could be a thing. Well, this brings us to our final category, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the project submissions for the Water Resources category.
Water Resources. AECOM. Big Lake Booster Station. EPCOR Water Services. Joint submission, Associated Engineering and ISL Engineering and Land Services. Calgary Zoo Flood Mitigation Project. City of Calgary. McElhaney Consulting Services. High River Lift Station Upgrades. Town of High River. Morrison Hirschfield. Kalidi Wastewater Treatment Plant and Sanitary Sewer Trunk Mains. Addis Ababa Water and Sewerage Authority. Stantec Consulting. North Red Deer Regional Wastewater System. North Red Deer Regional Wastewater Services Commission. Wood Environment and Infrastructure Solutions. North Lateral Realignment Siphon. City of Lethbridge. WSP. Discovery Business Park, Stage 1 and 2. Remington Development. WSP. Preliminary and Detailed Design. Southeast 881 Water Supply Line, Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo.
In the water resources category, tonight's award of merit goes to Morrison Hirschfield Limited for the Callity Wastewater Treatment Plant and Sanitary Sewer Trunk Mains Project.
Client owner, Addis Ababa Water and Sewerage Authority. Subconsultants, Arma Consulting PLC. Contractors, Actor SA, Actor Technical Société Anonyme, Greece. Denise NV, Belgium. Other key players, Brian Fanson, Doug McRae, Abdul Khan.
Very cool to see Alberta's engineering talent working on a project in Ethiopia recognized here at the CEA Showcase Awards Gala. Very cool, and congratulations. Tonight's award of excellence in the category of water resources goes to the joint submission, Associated Engineering and ISL Engineering and Land Services for the Calgary Flood Mitigation Project.
Client owner, City of Calgary. Subconsultants, Associated Engineering, Thurber Engineering, Tetra Tech Canada, Matrix Solutions, ADP Engineering. Contractors, PCL Construction Management, Keller Foundations. Other key players, the Calgary Zoological Society. The 2013 flood caused $50 million in damage to the Calgary Zoo. Protecting the zoo's future on St. George's Island was a significant challenge, with the ISL Associated Engineering team working to understand both the overland and underground mitigation needs in a 1-in-100-year flood. An unconventional mitigation system was chosen, using a sheet pile cofferdam wall, watertight barrier, and pumping system. The project was completed in parallel with many others in the tight confines of the island, with the team working to mitigate impacts to communities and zoo operations while finishing in time for the pandas to arrive.
So for those that don't know, Cal McLaren was the project manager on this project and passed away before he was able to see it completed. So they're dedicating this to Cal McLaren. Congratulations on your second win with this project. And of course, congratulations to all of those who submitted projects this year. Well done to the winners recognized tonight, and thank you to everyone who participated in the awards program. The judges, by passing along their feedback, let us know that they had an incredibly difficult time choosing the winners. Many innovative and especially strong projects submitted this year. An incredible showing of the consulting engineering industry, to be sure. Now, this officially concludes our awards program this evening, but before we go, I'd like to express on your behalf our thanks to the Lily Quartet for the music that they provided throughout the evening. What a beautiful touch. We'd also like to recognize our partners that made this evening possible, that saw it through to fruition, representing the incomparable team with FMAV. Vince Kangas, who's a beauty to work with, and his team with the audiovisual technology. These guys are the best in the business, and it's a pleasure to work with them. Dana Mikan does a great job with impression communication, creating the videos that you've seen tonight. The ballroom decor, it's Alex Armstrong of Three Tall Women responsible for that. Each of the table centerpieces, we invite you to take them home. We suggest that at each table, the individual with the birth date closest to today is the big winner, but you can sort that out among yourselves. There's plastic to protect the arrangements in the foyer. Not sure if you heard, it's a little cold outside. You'll find those next to the magazines that are being distributed. The photography expertise this evening. They do a great job each and every year. We work with them, Avonlea Photography. Pictures will be posted to the CEA website. Also like to recognize the CEA team, Lisa Kruda, who's just does an incredible job each and every year with this event. Lisa's the best in the business when it comes to planning and executing events like these. Daniel Sheeman, Inderjeet Singh, Aaron Orsini, and of course, CEO Ken Kazakowicz. Well done in delivering this first-class event. Now, before you take off, I'd like to remind all Project Award winners that you're to pick up your award print this evening, as well as your client's award print, of course, in the foyer just outside the hall here tonight. Also, you'll find the 2019 issue of the CEA Alberta Innovators magazine available in the lobby after you leave. Those have, of course, been kept behind the scenes. They've been on embargo because they do feature this evening's award winners. This officially concludes the Consulting Engineers of Alberta 2019 Showcase Awards program. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for allowing us to be a part of your evening, and I'll leave you with this. There's nothing to believe in more strongly than getting young men and women interested in science and engineering for a better tomorrow for all humankind. For those that wish to continue with the festivities, please join CEA President Derek Chesky in the President's after-party reception located in the Casio room. There will be signage to assist you to the location. The room is one floor up. McEwen staff will be assisting guests to the location of the reception. Please ensure you check out your coat before you go upstairs. Ladies and gentlemen, again, my name is Ryan Jesperson. It's been an honor and a pleasure to return as your host this evening. Thank you, good night, and take care.